The truth is, we don't get what we want in life. We get what we believe we are worthy of having. So if you're looking around at your reality and you don't see the things that you want to have, it's not because you're incapable of achieving them. It's because you're not thinking like a woman with high self-worth. But don't worry, inside of today's episode, I'm going to help you change that so you can see yourself as the worthy woman that you are so you can begin achieving everything that you want in life. If you don't believe that you're worthy, you are never going to go after the things that you want in life. You're going to hesitate, you're going to second guess, you're going to doubt yourself, you're going to be indecisive because you have a fear not only of do I believe I'm capable of achieving the things that I want, but you even question, do I deserve the things that I want? And most women don't even realize that they're struggling with this limiting belief. I don't know what your upbringing was like, but my dad abandoned me when I was 9 years old. He left my family, moved on, and started a brand new family without us. I was devastated. And I, at that time, began to think if this man who is supposed to love me more than anyone else in this world doesn't love me enough to stick around, am I even a person who is worthy of love? And guess what happens if you question, are you worthy of love? You start questioning, am I worthy of so many things in life? And what happens when we don't believe that we're worthy is we drop our standards, we have no boundaries, we become people pleasers, and we begin to be doormats for people in our lives because we just don't simply believe that we are worthy and deserving of more. But the truth is, girlfriend, you are worthy and deserving not only of love and respect from other people, but you are worthy of love and respect and every good thing that you want in this life. The success, the money, the love, the fame, anything that is that you desire to have, you are worthy and capable of achieving. And I want you to understand that it is not about waiting until you're more confident or building yourself into something that you're not. It's about working on your internal system of beliefs and beginning to be able to look in the mirror and recognize I am a worthy and deserving human being simply because I exist. There's nothing about you that needs to change in order for you to be worthy. And most people live their lives waiting to be something other than what they are right now or somewhere other than where they are right now before they feel like they are worthy enough to achieve the lives that they want for themselves. But you can have, be, and achieve everything that you want in this lifetime right now, but it begins with you believing that you are worthy and deserving of having it. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do inside of today's episode. Self-worth, simply put, is your internal belief system of, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Am I deserving enough? And if you're like me, where you have been abandoned in your life or neglected in your life, it is very, very likely that you have a deep-seated wound that tells you you are not good enough. I know that I had one, and I still, on a daily basis, am doing the work to overcome the belief that I am not worthy of things that I want in my life. I spent so many years looking for validation outside of myself, from men, from jobs, from bosses, from money. I looked for validation and feel good feelings from everything outside of me because I was incapable of giving them to myself. My life did not change for the better until I learned how to become a woman who looked in the mirror and validated herself and made herself feel without anyone else that I am good enough and I am worthy enough to feel what I want to feel in my life and to achieve the things that I want in my life. And I want you to be able to do that too. But if you're sitting here right now and you're wondering, I don't know if I have self-worth problems, I want to talk about a few signs that you may be struggling with self-worth so that you can determine whether or not what I'm going to teach you is meant for you or not. The first sign is, like I just mentioned, you are waiting for other people to validate you in your life. If you feel incapable of making decisions or going after things that you want until someone else tells you that's a good idea, you are struggling with self-worth because you are unable to make decisions for yourself and trust yourself enough to know that this is a good decision. So if you constantly find yourself looking for reassurance or looking for validation from the people outside of you, it is likely that you are struggling with self-worth. Another sign that you might be struggling with self-worth is that you talk yourself out of starting new things or going after big goals or dreams before you even give yourself the opportunity to begin because you think it's going to be too hard, you're not sure how to do it, what if you fail? But also, have you ever considered that you might actually be afraid of succeeding? Because what would success look like in your life? Who would success require you to be? How would success require you to show up? And do you believe deep down inside that you are capable of being that level of woman. Like I said at the top of this video, we get what we believe we deserve in life. And if you're looking around and you don't have the things that you want, it is because you are not thinking like a high self-worth woman. It is time for you to stop talking yourself out of achieving the things that you want in your life because you're afraid of becoming successful. You are so capable of handling the success that you want. I do not believe that we are handed our goals and dreams for no reason. I believe that they are planted in our heart and in our soul for a reason. If the dream exists within you, if the desire exists within you, in my personal opinion, that means that you are incredibly capable of doing the work to achieve what you want and holding that level of success. Another sign that you might be struggling with self-worth is you are constantly putting your wants and needs and desires on the back burner. I have been so guilty of this in my life. I literally used to be a doormat for people. I had zero boundaries and I was so unable to hold standards for other people in my life because I didn't have many standards for myself because I had no self-worth. If you look around in your life and you realize that you're treating yourself poorly, an indicator that you don't have high self-worth. If you look around in your life and you realize that you're letting the people around you treat you and talk to you and act however they want towards you, that is a sign that you don't have high self-worth. The thing is, and one of my favorite parts about this work, especially the work that I do with my clients, is when you begin to raise the standards that you have for yourself, you're going to begin to see how quickly you start raising the standards for everybody around you. Because you know what? When you stop tolerating bullshit from yourself, you also stop tolerating bullshit from the people around you. And the final sign that you might be struggling with self-worth is you are constantly delaying your happiness. You are convincing yourself on a consistent basis that there is something down the line in the future that is going to help you become the happy version of you that you desperately want to be. Maybe it's weight loss, maybe it's a different job, maybe it's a new partner, maybe it's more money. You are believing that your happiness and your joy and fulfillment will come from the things outside of you. But when you are a woman who has a high self-worth, you recognize that you are the creator of your feelings. You are the creator of your mood. You are the creator of your emotions, and you move as if you are a woman who can have and be and achieve anything that she wants in this life. You move with confidence. You move with pride. You move with your head held high and your shoulders pushed back. You will move so differently in your life and become a happier version of you the moment you begin working on your self-worth, because you realize all of the feel-good feelings that you want to experience in life, they start within you. So if you're existing in life right now in a way where you're constantly wondering, are you going to disappoint people? Are you going to let people down? What if people don't like you? And you are ready to move with more confidence, where you can step into a room and truthfully almost not even give a fuck what people think about you because you feel so assured within who you are. What I'm about to teach you is going to be incredibly transformational, and you're going to begin to see that once you start thinking like a high worth woman, everything that you want in life begins to become yours. So let's dive into the things that you need to do to start thinking like a high worth woman so you can create the reality that you're truly desiring. The first thing that you need to do is you need to start taking accountability and paying attention to the way that you think about yourself. I spent so many years of my life failing to realize the way that my inner narrative was impacting the way that I felt about myself. It wasn't until I began to realize that the way that I think creates feelings within me. I don't know if you feel this way, but I used to think that the way that I felt was caused by other people. And certainly people outside of us can have an impact on how we feel in life. But I also began to realize that what I am thinking, my internal narrative on a daily basis, is playing a huge role in the way that I feel about myself. Have you ever been laying in bed at night and you're trying to fall asleep, but you can't? You're tossing and you're turning and your thoughts are running rampant, but the things that you're thinking are kind of crazy. Like you're thinking about this time in 7th grade, you're in middle school, you're in the lunchroom at the table with Karen, your ex-best friend, and you said something really mean to her and she got embarrassed and everybody started laughing at her. And now you're sitting here in bed at 45 years old and you're feeling a lot of guilt. And it's like, why am I feeling bad about something that happened 35 years ago? I don't know, can't explain it. I can explain it. Your thoughts create feelings. So often, so much of the worry and fear and angst and anxiety and disappointment that we feel in life is because of scenarios that we have made up in our heads. How much time do you spend worrying about what is going to happen in the future? And even though it's not happening right now, it makes you feel sick to your stomach. If this is not evidence that your thoughts create feelings, I don't know what is. So I need you to pay attention to the way that you are thinking about yourself, because it is creating feelings within you and it is reiterating beliefs that you want to break. If you don't want to be a woman who has low self-worth anymore, you need to stop allowing thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, I'll never be successful, nobody likes me, I'm disappointing everybody. You need to stop letting these thoughts play on repeat in your mind if you don't want to think them anymore. Changing our thoughts and beliefs is not as simple as just deciding I don't ever want to think this way again. But what we can begin to do is interrupt these thought patterns when they happen and ask ourselves, is this thought even true? And do I need to listen? Because our thoughts are not facts. And the more that we listen to these limiting beliefs that are trying to hold us back, the more we reiterate their truth. And the more we do that, the more we believe them and the more stuck we stay. If you want to think like a high self-worth woman, you have to stop allowing yourself to spiral in thoughts of not being good enough that are keeping you small. The second thing you need to do is you need to stop putting yourself at the bottom of the totem pole, on the back burner, and at the bottom of the list. High self-worth women are putting themselves first. And I know that for so many of you, that might be like, oh, put myself first, but I have kids. Put myself first, but I have a husband. Put myself first, but I have a job. Girl, put yourself first. I need you to understand that the better you are for you, the better you are going to be for everybody around you. Your kids get a better mom. Your husband gets a better wife. Your boss gets a better employee. You get a better you. Isn't it so interesting that we come into this world for ourselves? Well, we come in because of our parents, and immediately we are someone to somebody that is filling a void in somebody's life. And we are taught for our entire lives that we are meant to be something to other people. But when is the last time that somebody taught you that you are meant to be something to yourself? You deserve to be at the front of the line. You deserve to be a priority in your life. You deserve to be important. Before you were a mom, before you were a wife, before you were an employee, you were you for you. Do not ever lose sight of how important the relationship that you have with yourself is. And the only way that you water that is by pouring into you first and foremost. The third thing we need to do is we need to really work on accepting ourselves, not just when we are the best version of ourselves, but always. And if I'm being honest with you, this is something that I struggle with sometimes. I was thinking about this yesterday. Today, filming for the podcast was the first time that I've fully put myself together in days, probably actually 2 weeks. I've not put makeup on. It was hot out. And I realized as much as sometimes I want to be a low effort girly, low effort doesn't feel good for me because effort is what makes me feel good. And so I am continuing to work on realizing I deserve to feel my best even when I'm not at my best. And you deserve to feel your best even when you're not at your best as well. This is something that I really had to do a lot of work on, especially related to my body, because my body and my weight have fluctuated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. If we're connected on Instagram and you followed my story for any time, you know that I have lost weight and gained weight and lost weight and gain weight and lost it more times than I can count. It's been a journey. And I have had to realize that I don't only get to feel my best when I'm my smallest. I also don't only get to feel my best when I'm in the best mood. I also don't only get to feel my best when I am put together and my hair is done and my makeup is on and my outfit is fire. I don't only get to feel my best then. I get to also decide that I am worthy and I am deserving and I am the best version of myself in my sweatpants with my hair in a messy bun and no makeup on. I am the best version of myself even when I've gained 15 pounds. I am the best version of myself even when my income in my business dips. I get to feel worthy and deserving no matter my external circumstances, and so do you. The fourth thing we're going to do, we talked about monitoring our thoughts earlier. Now we're going to monitor our language. I need you, for the love of all things holy, to stop looking in the mirror and calling yourself names. Stop calling yourself ugly. Stop calling yourself fat. Stop calling yourself disgusting. Stop calling yourself lazy. Stop calling yourself a failure, a quitter, a procrastinator. Whatever the mean things are that you are calling yourself, I need you to stop it. A woman with high self-worth, guess what she does? She speaks highly of herself. Are you willing to speak highly of yourself? The thing is, when you begin to be a person who you actually give a fuck about, you start speaking to yourself and about yourself differently. If the things that you are saying to yourself are not things that you would say to someone that you love or care about, your mom, your sister, your cousin, a stranger on the freaking street, if you wouldn't say those things to those people, I need you to stop saying them to yourself. From this day moving forward, I'm gonna need you to pinky promise me, kiss it, pinky promise me that you are going to speak to yourself as if you are someone that you love and care about, because that is how women with high self-worth move. Women with high self-worth, we don't talk negatively about ourselves. We don't put ourselves down. We don't beat ourselves up. Are we honest? Yes. Are we accountable? Yes. Do we have hard conversations with ourselves? Absolutely. But we don't do it in a way that is demeaning and hurtful, because that is not how women with high self-worth think or speak or move. If I wouldn't tolerate it from you, I'm sure as shit not going to tolerate it from myself. Capiche? And the fifth and final thing that we need to do, and this can be, I believe, one of the most challenging for people in life, is we need to actually forgive ourselves for who we have been up until this point. You cannot improve your level of worth, your level of confidence, or the relationship that you have with yourself if you are spiraling in guilt and shame because of the past. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but I'm going to bet that you probably do. There is absolutely nothing that you can do to change what has happened behind you. The days behind you, the years behind you, the past is the past. No matter how much you feel guilt, no matter how much you feel shame, no matter how much you beg and plead, you do not get to go back in time and rewrite what has happened, which means if you want to live a peaceful life, you have to forgive, let go, and move forward. And most importantly, I need you to recognize that the best days of your life are not behind you. And I know that women of a certain age, I'm going to be 40 years old this year, we can get to a point where we start to wonder, are the best years of my life behind me? Have I done everything that I came here to do? Am I still capable of building and being successful and growing in a way that makes me feel good? The answer is yes. The best days of your life are not behind you. They're ahead of you, because those are the days that you have yet to live. So I need you to forgive yourself for who you have been up until this point, let go of the past, and make a commitment to moving forward, because carrying guilt and shame about things that you cannot change in your life is not helping you move like a high self-worth woman. I know that so many of us have been taught in life that in order to create a new reality, we need to do things differently. And that is true. But the only way that we actually do things differently is if we start thinking differently. So if you're sitting in your life right now and as you look around, you feel like you don't have the reality that you know you would love to have, and deep down inside, you secretly believe that you deserve to have, it's not just about doing different. Doing different starts when you begin thinking differently. So I want you to make a commitment moving forward from this conversation that you are going to start paying attention to the way that you think about yourself, that you are going to begin putting yourself first, that you are going to accept yourself not just when you're at your best, but always. You're going to talk to yourself and about yourself as if you are someone that you truly care about, and you are going to forgive yourself for the days that are behind you, because there's nothing that you can do to change them. You are so capable from this day moving forward, stepping into being a woman who thinks like a woman with high self-worth, but that starts with you deciding that you're going to move in that way. You can move throughout the course of your day today like a woman with high self-worth if you do these 5 things. Let me know in the comments which of these resonated most with you. I appreciate you so much for being here. If you loved this conversation, please make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. Like and comment. Your engagement means so much to me. I truly appreciate you for being here. I love you to absolute pieces, and I will chat with you on the next episode here on the Queen of Pep Talks podcast. See you guys.